right here, sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, little baby gon' shake that, 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 say yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, sit down, right there, don't go nowhere, say yeah, I like that, bring that, right here, sit down, right there.
Yo, so we back, about to get into another video by Napoleon Blownapart, one of the funniest guys in the MMA community on YouTube. Get into this.
Christmas, the pagan
MMA year in review, the roast of 2022.
festival of solstice, first co-opted by Christianity, then by Charles Dickens, and when he was no longer cool, it was co-opted by the only religion that guarantees instant gratification, rampant consumerism. A time of enforced happiness, when you're made to feel like your life has just been a decades-long Sam Alvey losing streak, if your Christmas day doesn't look like a mashup of It's a Wonderful Life and MTV's Cribs.
Hey, this is like my movie collection and CD collection too. You know, Stripes and Bad Boys and Wild Things. I still got an X-rated one here too, though. Gotta keep it real.
Families gather for dinner and quickly ungather as someone invariably gets drunk and makes things deeply uncomfortable for everyone. It's also the time of year when every YouTuber must write some kind of end-of-year piece, as is mandated in the blood contract we signed.
What the hell going on with them toys up, dog?
With YouTube's demonic overlords. Biscuit, is this contract even legal?
Just sign a fucking contract, Napoleon. Yum, yum, human souls.
But before we proceed,
That man crazy.
a tribute to those we lost in 2022.
Wait, I think his beard. Wait, nah. Actually, it is gone. He is clean shaven still. Like now. That's crazy. Oh, that's Schwab. Horrible comedy, John. What? Yeah, Dana got ripped. Big steroid, man. What happened to Johnny Walker? Yo, this man is a troll. Why are you trolling? Like, okay, cool. Mark Zuckerberg does jujitsu. Your point? Also tore his ACL or something. McGregor and the GOAT.
January. Named after Janus, the Roman god of beginnings and transitions, heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou took the transition part a bit too seriously during his fight with Cyril Gane at UFC 270. Francis,
It's too much forcing them punches on God.
a man famous for knockouts more brutal than the audience reviews for his weight champion Francis.
Bro, it's the angle in which he's getting his uppercuts off. Like, bruh. What is wrong with him?
Ngannou took the transition part a bit too seriously during his fight with Cyril Gane at UFC 270. Francis, a man famous for knockouts more brutal than the audience reviews for a straight
Why did you punch that man in the kidney? Why?
to DVD Steven Seagal movie.
Probably part of a money laundering scheme. The only reason the movie exists is to clean dirty money. It couldn't be more
Transition from Francis V.
Why you just sent that man to the shadow realm?
His delivery system
Bro, he already stiff. Calm down.
to a brand new mythical fighter, Division 1
Oh, yeah, when he started wrestling. But here's my thing, though. I don't know if it's Division 1 wrestling or is it just Cyril Gane's horrible wrestling.
wrestler Ngannou. This was shocking to fans, as the majority of us have eyes and witnessed him getting humped like a poodle's pillow when he fought Stipe Miocic. Francis was to wrestling what CM Punk was to striking. Not so at UFC 270, where Francis Ngannou used his D1 wrestling credentials to wrestle hump Gan and retain his title.
There's no way he's a D1 wrestler. No way. Could be. How? D1 where?
But D1 Francis wasn't the
What college he go to?
only shock that night. Post-fight, Dana White wasn't there to put the belt around Francis' waist.
For anybody to think that
Cause that man is a hater.
I was showing any type of disrespect toward Francis, I saw Francis all week, you idiots.
Okay. So why did you not put his belt around his waist, buddy?
I shook his hand. I said hi to him. I was out there for the stare downs, the whole thing.
It would later emerge that contract negotiations between Francis
Ngannou keeps UFC heavyweight crown amid contract dispute. Dana a hoe.
and the UFC had ended acrimoniously, thanks to Francis having the balls to demand the UFC pay him more than venom coupons and a half-eaten packet of corn nuts. Corn to the core.
And corn nuts are trash.
Ngannou's dispute is still ongoing, and he hasn't fought since UFC 270. January also saw the retirement of Jeremy Stephens. Stephens' most noteworthy
Tough.
moment in the UFC was the time Conor McGregor cast Igni on his ass with what even I can agree was probably the most intense
Who the is that guy?
burn I've ever heard at a UFC press conference.
This guy
Who the is that guy?
TKOs people. When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. They're like, who the fuck is that guy?
Yo, that might be one of Conor McGregor's most goated moments. Who the is that
The
guy?
beef between Dana White and Jake Paul went from sizzling to overcooked when Jake released this absolute fuck
Oh crap! Jake back in the studio is the worst. Is the worst development ever created.
king banger.
Cool.
You stupid.
February 2022, and John Jones' legal troubles are going from strength to strength after being arrested in September of 2021 for assaulting his fiancée.
Oh God! Come on, Johnny. Johnny, I be rooting for you too, bro.
Police body cam footage emerges showing disturbing behavior from Jones as he headbutted a police car, possibly because he mistook it for his fiancée.
That was so uncalled for.
Joe Rogan had a brush with cancellation after a compilation of him saying the N-word on his show went viral. People demanded that Rogan, a man with $100 million podcast, but 5 out of 10 at best stand-up specials,
Am I the only one that doesn't find Joe Rogan funny though? It's not like he's amazing on the podcast, right? Amazing. He's an amazing announcer, commentator, amazing. Bro, he is not a good comedian by any stretch of the imagination.
be cancelled faster than
Like, Joe, what the hell?
a Paramount Plus subscription. Joe apologized profusely, and you can tell he genuinely meant it. As for his apology video, he put on a turtleneck and sat in front of a bookshelf, like an anthropology professor with a crippling human growth hormone addiction. Real-life internet meme Dale Brown had his first fight in the UFC when he cornered actual fighter Joaquin Buckley. To be fair to Dale, the only reason we haven't
No way. Bro, no way he actually had bro in his corner, bro.
seen him in the UFC yet is because he can't actually fight. But joking aside, his dust self-defense system really does work, as it guarantees you will get shot, stabbed, or strangled to death. And once dead, you don't have to worry about ever being
Joaquin, bro, why is you going along with this
attacked again. UFC 272 was headlined
Big Covington.
by a grudge match years in the making when Jorge Masvidal faced off against Colby Covington. Masvidal and
Bro, wasn't this a one-sided beatdown?
Covington had been bosom chums when they trained together at ATT, but in an effort to distract people from how boring his career was, Colby elevated his shit-talking to Dante Must Die difficulty, for which he was eventually kicked out of ATT and alienated himself from former bestie Masvidal.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yo, I'm convinced Steven Seagal cannot act. Convinced.
At UFC 272, Masvidal was thoroughly outclassed over the course of 5 rounds, but Masvidal honed his craft fighting in the backyards with Kimbo Slice. To quote Conor McGregor,
This is not over. If I had to take this outside with him at all,
Broke a leg, man.
outside.
after 5 rounds, but Masvidal honed his craft fighting in the backyards with Kimbo Slice. To quote Conor McGregor,
This is not over.
Okay, I understood that one.
If I had to take this outside with him at all, outside.
How you gonna take it outside with a broken leg, bro? You need a metal rod in your...
after studying Ishida Kim's Secrets of Ninja Invisibility, he snuck
Yo, I want to read that book.
up behind Kimbo Slice. To quote Conor McGregor,
This is not over. If I had to take this outside with him at all, outside.
after studying Ishida Kim's Secrets of Ninja Invisibility, he snuck up behind Kobe outside a restaurant and treated him to an
Sucker punches. Punches of the sucker.
all-you-can-eat buffet of smacks to the face. Masvidal landed more significant strikes outside
Chip the hell out of his tooth.
of a Buffalo Wild Wings than he did in the octagon. His criminal case is still ongoing. At UFC London,
Oh, it's... Yeah, well, no. I don't know how old this video is, but...
future superstar Paddy Pimblett and some guy called
Ilya... Which is crazy, because Ilya got to fight... Ilya about to fight, Volk in February. Volk gonna smoke that man, booch.
Tapura were involved in an altercation in a hotel lobby. Pimblett, who was minding his own business just hanging out being cool as fuck, was accosted by Tapuria and roughly 47 of his friends.
Damn.
Pimblett remained cool under intense pressure and flung a bottle of hand sanitizer at Tapuria's head with deadly accuracy. Pimblett was accosted by Tapuria and roughly 47 of his friends. Pimblett remained cool under intense pressure and flung a bottle of hand sanitizer.
I warned you, this is what happens when you disrespect me and my country. You saw me and wanted to greet me because you excremented your pants. And you should thank my team, because if it wasn't for them separating me, I would have taken your head off. At the UFC baddie. Middle finger.
At Tapuria's head with deadly accuracy.
6v1 and you've never done nothing. Gang of Gang of
Pimblett avoided jail time by pleading guilty
Patty funny as hell.
to assault with a cleanly weapon and ordered to remain
Hold on. Post the vid, lad, if you have footage. Let's see. Let's show the world you coming at me and me standing my ground against a full firm of 6 of you, and then you throwing shots that I slip. Tough. And bounce a hand sanitizer off your head, you little worm. Bro, how the hell? Where did the hand sanitizer come from?
50 feet from cleaning products at all times. Ilya Tapuria was let off with a warning under the condition he stopped being such a little bitch. UFC London also saw a new record for
UFC London bonuses. UFC makes history by awarding 50 bands for every finish on a card. So the UFC made history. What is the UFC's history? I'm confused. Like, y'all just been underpaying people. So the fact that y'all are finally giving everybody 50 bands for a finish, it's crazy.
for most post-fight bonuses ever awarded. Every single finish on the card was awarded a $50,000 bonus. The total amount
That left hook from hell.
amounted to $450,000. Which UFC London also saw a new record for most post-fight bonuses ever
Well, just put him to bed
awarded.
then.
Every single finish on the card was
Hey, Sergey.
awarded a $50,000 bonus.
I thought the check hook was actually gonna do something. That man ate that and said, "Man, catch his right."
Total amounted to
I think that's Sean.
$450,000, which sounds like a lot. Until you remember
It's been
Dana
elbow.
White bets an average of $75,000 per hand at blackjack.
Thank you, bro. Like, Dana, why are they not getting 100 bands? It's gonna get taxed anyway. What is the 50 bands gonna do? It's going to get taxed anyway.
Outside of UFC news, the most interesting thing to happen to Glory Kickboxing since they lost Alex Pereira took place at Glory 80, when the entire crowd put on a better fight than anything that was happening in the ring. April was a hard month for fans of Chan Sung Jung, aka the Korean Zombie. With spring in the air, it was the autumn for Zombie's career. He fought Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 273, and the man once famous for being knocked down but getting up again more times than a Chumbawamba greatest hits album, took a beating so one-sided.
I mean, it's Volk. What do you expect? I expect nothing less. I would say the only one I expect to beat Volk is Islam. That's every time. I don't care.
It was like someone had disconnected his controller. TJ Dillashaw was back in the UFC news when he called out bantamweight champion Aljamain Sterling for not being champion
Nigga solid. Mm-hmm.
caliber and called him a pretty easy fight.
Nigga. Like, I know my boy doesn't have the belt anymore. I know. But you got the game up to TJ. And I used to rock with TJ heavy. But, bro, coming into the fight, knowing your shoulder just dislocates when you breathe. Like, bro, no. And then you're talking tough. Like, bro, no. Your shoulder's not championship caliber no more. It is what it is, bro.
For me, a statement that I'm sure absolutely won't come back to haunt him at any point in this video. Dean Barry detailed how he spent his entire life savings to get back into the UFC, and
Huh? Mike Jackson. Mike? They brought him back to life? Mike Jackson calls Dean Barry a dirty, cheating MFer. Following disqualification, believes eye gouge was intentional. Damn.
if he considered that a shrewd investment,
Then he kicked the man in the nuts.
then I've got some magic beans that may be of interest to him. Barry fought the man who slew CM Punk, Mike Jackson, at UFC Vegas 52. Barry's UFC career would prove to be short-lived after he was ousted from the roster for attempting to
I could feel it. Ugh.
tickle Mike Jackson's brain through his eye socket.
Like, bro, you just poked that man back to bed.
So, shout out to his family.
I'll snatch every motherfucker birthday.
And to further add to the cursed nature of every
Mike Mylott face plants Mickey Gall with brutal left hook knockout.
everyone involved in the CM Punk
Oh my god.
debacle, Mickey Gall would get sent on the lightless walk at
Ew.
UFC 270.
Oh my god.
And to further add to the cursed nature of everyone involved in the CM Punk debacle, Mickey Gall would get
Boy, there's no way.
sent on the lightless
Boy, he got hit with the smoothest 1-2. Right hook, left hook. But he just popped that man so clean, though.
walk at UFC
He's
273. With his contract expiring after the loss, it's now possible that Gall, Jackson, and Punk have all been removed from the UFC roster. Gall would get sent on the lightless walk at UFC
I
273.
don't start bleeding from the punches out there.
With his contract expiring after the loss, it's now
So
possible
he just punched after he was already knocked out, bro. What is the ref doing? Ref gotta get
that
fought for
Gall,
this.
Jackson, and Punk have all been removed from the UFC roster, closing one of the most lamentable chapters in MMA since the one in Made in America with the pig testicles. Nate Diaz was shockingly the most sensible man in the room when it came to the UFC's expansion into the scum shit world of NFTs, when he advised everyone
Don't buy NFTs of Nick Diaz and I from sorry ass UFC.
not to buy his NFT from what he called the sorry-ass UFC. But tragically, on the 28th of April, Brendan Schaub was responsible for the worst drop since the Hiroshima
What is up with bro?
bomb when he unleashed his stand-up special, The Gringo Pappy, which took a terrible toll on the audience of a South Texas comedy club. Schaub is still at large, wanted for crimes against comedy. If spotted, do not approach Brenda, as he should be considered
Gringo Bobby responsible for YouTube running out of dislikes. Like he bought him or something.
stupid and unfunny. May began promisingly with the news that Claudia Gadelha wanted to come out of retirement to face Joanna Young Gay Chick.
I was like, how would you speak? What? Yo, Joanna Young Chick.
Johanna Jędrzejczyk. Joanna.
Bro, how do you say? Oh, I've seen Joanna. Joanna Young Chick. So is all of this silent? The Jed part?
with the news that Claudia
one more
Gadelha
time.
wanted to come out of retirement to face Joanna Young Gay Chick.
Joanna Young Jacek.
Johanna Young Jacek.
Joanna Young Jacek. Johanna
Johanna Young Jacek.
Young Jacek. Joanna Young Jacek.
Yo, where are they getting the pronunciation of these? Huh? It says Jedrzejczyk. Young Jacek.
Joanna Young Jacek.
Hey, she fighting Carla.
Joanna Young Jacek.
Bruv, how do you pronounce the name? I've heard like 67 pronunciations and none of them sound right.
Joanna Young Jacek.
I'm gonna just call her Jedi.
Joanna Young Jacek. Johanna Young Jacek. Joanna Young Jacek.
Like, bro, is the D, the R, the Z? I'm assuming the D, R, and Z are silent. Joanna, where the hell is the Young coming from? That's the J check, right? Joanna Young J check.
Joanna Young Jacek. Joanna Young Jacek.
Ye on J check, bro. What the hell to?
Joanna Young Jacek.
In a grappling
I'm
match.
so glad I'm not Polish.
She didn't specify if it would be taking place on her OnlyFans, but here's hoping. Inventor of Jiu-Jitsu.
Are you talking about Claudia? Rickson Gracie. Oh God. Says it's hard for people to deny his. What the hell to? What? I'm supposed to believe that this man went 450-0 in what? Can't be fighting. What is it? What? 450-0 in coin tosses? What?
And father of lies, Rickson Gracie, claimed it's hard for people to deny his 450-0 fight record.
How? No, how? How do you do this?
Fortunately for Rickson, his Charlie Z fantasy is actually very easy to deny because it's
like there's no way you have more fights than you have years on this earth. That's like by 5 or 6 times. That's insane. What was you fighting when you came out the womb, bruh?
complete bollocks. CM Punk returned to the world of
AEW vid. CM Punk captures first pro wrestling title in 9 years. Paige Van Zandt successful
pro wrestling when he joined AEW, where he received a hero's welcome. I haven't looked into it lately, but I'm sure everything's still going great for him over there. The hilarious news that Nate Diaz had been asking the UFC.
I still wanted to see that fight. Man, they know I want to see that fight, bro. I would never want to see Nate go out like that, bro. Cause you know Nate a dog, bro. He not just going. He gonna try to win, bro. Like.
To let him fight Khamzat Chimaev surfaced.
That's the most retarded shit I ever heard, mentally.
Chimaev had been mangling opponents like Brendan Schaub on a punchline, so the prospect of an old and shop-worn Nate Diaz fighting the most terrifying prospect in the UFC was so wild, even Khamzat had a good laugh about it.
Like, bro, there's no way. He has to be high, bro. Like, he has to be high. Also, bro, that Kobe Covington fight is never happening. Can we just agree that it's never happening? I don't think it's ever happening. Ever. Kobe's scared of real smoke, bro. He either wants to fight for the belt or fight for big money, which is respectable. But like, bro, stop ducking the smoke, bro. Bro, you the one that's supposed to be a wrestling prodigy, bro. Bro, show me something then, bro. Like, bro, stop Chimaev from taking you down, and then show me you can stand up with him. Because I don't believe you can.
Because that's crazy, right? The UFC would never schedule a fight that ludicrous, right? In other Nate Diaz news, Nate was spotted relieving himself outside the UFC Performance Institute. In Nate's defense, he claimed he had to go really bad. UFC 274 continued their heartbreaking run of seeing more legends get executed than a god.
And Tony's still fighting. God, why? Like, Tony, just retire. I don't know your pockets. I don't know your situation. But if you can retire, please stop. I'm scared for you, brother.
God of War game when Tony Ferguson fought Michael Chandler. Tony was put on airplane mode by a front kick to the
Couldn't give him no saying that, Tom.
face so brutal, Steven Seagal retroactively claimed to have taught Chandler how to do it. 274 also played host to a fight that would go down in infamy as the single worst title fight of all time. Rose Namajunas versus Carla Esparza 2. Over the course of 5 excruciating rounds, both participants landed less strikes than a blind bowler, and the only people at risk of losing consciousness were the audience. But the insanity of 274.
Oh, yeah. That's when he lost his title. Like 0.5 pound. 1.5 pound. But you gotta pull the DC, bro. You gotta keep the towel on, bro. Just move that motherfucker.
Wasn't over, as lightweight champion Charles Oliveira weighed in a half a pound over the limit for
like, bro, half a pound, bro. You tell me 0.5, bro. Bro, that's a blunt, bro. A blunt, bro. Boy, if you don't get that man an hour so he can try to cut that.
His title fight with Justin Gaethje. As punishment, Oliveira was stripped of the title, and even
that's bullshit.
Though he would go on to beat Gaethje in the main event, the belt remained vacant, making.
Bro, that's a title defense, bro. Like, I'm sorry, that's a title defense. I don't care what they said. That's a title defense. Still lost to my boy, but that's a title defense. I don't know what to tell you, bro.
The entire main event, the most pointless conflict since the Falklands.
I don't even know why you did that celebration, bro. You can't get the belt, brother.
Sucked off with a depressing thud when it emerged that not only was Antonio Bigfoot Silva still fighting, he was still losing, and in the worst.
Runs winless streak to 7. Damn. How long? Bigfoot still fighting, bro? Wasn't that nigga on like UFC Undisputed 2? What the hell?
Way possible. Bigfoot hadn't had a win since 2013 and has lost.
What the hell? 9 years of losing, bro. Boy, you ain't won since I used you on the video game, sir. That's crazy.
Almost all his fights since then by devastating knockout. It's another depressing.
And even then, it was still hard because, boy, you was a glass can. Boy, I literally had to choke niggas out to win with this man.
Example of a man who's being let down by his trainers and managers and anyone who enables him to continue fighting. At this stage, Bigfoot's fighting career is shaving years off.
Oleg Popov, Quentin Domingos, Vitaly Minikov, even Stroko. But so basically, this man has become a tomato can for everybody to get an easy win off of, build confidence, things of that nature. Oh, Roy Nelson? Roy? Mark Hunt is still fight. Oh, this got to be in reverse. This has to be in reverse. There is no way. I'm reading it like this, but it has to be like this. Because there is no way. Mark Hunt is crazy, bro. Yeah, there's no way. Yeah. Mark Hunt was the first loss. I'm like, I remember that fight. There's no way.
Of his life with every devastating loss, and ensuring his quality of life for his later years is going to be truly abysmal. While it may be depressing to see Bigfoot eat loss after loss, the one losing streak we can all get behind.
Rosamar Palhares gets demolished in Russia for third straight knockout loss. That's tough.
Kept on streaking as jacked white boy.
Deal with it.
Husamer Paul Harris.
Oh, he is tagging that man.
Suffered his third straight KO loss. In loss, the one losing streak we can all get behind kept on streaking as jacked white boy. Husamer Paul Harris suffered his third straight KO.
He really missing the strikes though. That's crazy, bro. You're getting hit by a third of a punch, bro.
Loss. In non-UFC news, Tenshin Nasukawa fought Takeru Sagawa in a fight creatively dubbed The Match 2022. I know to some Western fight fans who may only follow the UFC, the roster of promotions like Ryzen or One FC can sometimes look like the biggest assortment of nondescript Asian fight.
First and foremost, bro, you just try the hell out of one, knowing damn well they got that boy Demetrius Johnson over there.
Fighters outside of a Yakuza game, and The Match 2022.
This nigga funny as hell. Bro, Blownapart is too funny.
22 looks like a fight between the two.
Takeru. Bro, this like some Tekken shit.
Least charismatic members of a K-pop boy band, but if you haven't seen the match 2022 and
Good left.
still call yourself a fight fan, then you, my friend, are a fucking fraud.
Everything I'm seeing, I achieve it, bitch, we best. Everything I'm seeing, I achieve it, bitch, we best. Everything Everything I'm seeing, I achieved it, bitch, you best believe it. It has been my Nintendo, shit, though, kick it with my kinfolk. Haters just be talking, so I really do not need their info. They info, Chakra ascending, I'm back in this bitch, hella me pending. Mind on $1 million and I'm needing like every percentage. Feel like Naruto when the leaf is hitting. It's so hard to stay hidden. It's dying soul sitting out on me mission. What cobblestone split the ring, playing both sides in this village. Trying to give you mummy visions like views from the dead. You probably resemble where the tension victim searching for a Shinigami or a Scylla. This was for them. Everything I'm seeing, I achieved it, bitch, you best believe it. It has been my Nintendo since it did, though, kick it with my kinfolk. Haters just be talking, so I really do not need their info. Their info, like everything I'm seeing, I achieved it, bitch, you best believe it. It has been my Nintendo since it did, though, kick it.